From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
A Terre Haute man is now charged with the murder of a federal agent. Now at 4:30, we're taking a look at the suspect's background.
Plus, new video shows the moments leading up to a shooting involving a Speedway police officer. This morning, why the mother of the man involved says despite a recent ruling, she'll continue to fight for change.
And it's a place of sanctuary for women going through some of the toughest times in their lives. This morning, the expansion helping even more women turn their lives around. Here at 4:30, I want to thank you for joining our team to kick off your Friday. We finally made it to the end of the week. I'm Lauren Casey.
I'm Megan Shin. Thank goodness it's Friday. And Todd, hopefully you have a good forecast for us.
You know, it is going to be a good forecast. You'll notice the change as soon as you walk out the door this morning. It's not as muggy. It's not as warm. And for a brief period here, we don't have any rain in the forecast, which is good news because there's plenty more rain coming our way in the coming days. 58 right now in Peru, 65 in Bloomington, 61 is the current temperature in Indy, as well as Muncie. Radar getting a deserved break here this morning. The past couple mornings it's been very active and then active throughout the afternoon hours. We're still in the process of clearing the clouds out, but now that we have a north wind, which is a drier wind direction, we'll thin these clouds out and we'll have partly cloudy skies here throughout the course of the day today. You notice all the thunderstorms from yesterday are off to the east. Here's Elsa making its way through New York and New Jersey and then eventually New England, and then we have this cluster of storms to our west. That should miss us. So we kind of just find ourselves in the right spot for the day today. With the skies that are again in the process of clearing, and overall it's a partly cloudy day as you look from downtown to the north. Now with that north wind, it's going to give us the sunshine or help to thin the clouds out, but it's also going to keep us a little bit below normal today with high temperatures, Lauren, that'll be topping off in the mid to upper 70s.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at your commute. This is I-465 and Keystone Avenue up on the north side of town. Traffic in this area here is traveling up to speed both eastbound and westbound on your interstate. Quick reminder, if you're traveling on the north side, we do have Westfield Boulevard, the bridge over I-465, closed for construction through July 11th, so keep that in mind. That's a newer closure. Also up there on the north side, the 96th Street Bridge over I-465, that is undergoing some road work as well. That will be closed through July 13th. So just remember both of those bridge closures if you're traveling in Hamilton and northern parts of Marion County. Megan?
All right, Lauren, thank you. Well, only on WRTV this morning, body camera video from Speedway police showing an officer shooting a mentally ill man after a chase. On Thursday, Special Prosecutor Chris Gall ruled the officer who fired the shots, Robbie Harris, acted in self-defense and will not face criminal charges. A report filed in Marion County Superior Court says 28-year-old Terre Gray was holding a BB gun when he was shot.
Well, WRTV obtained body camera video from Speedway police. You can see it here, and it shows officers making that initial contact with Gray. They were called to West 25th Street to investigate reports of a man living in a car and defecating in a parking lot. Court records say when officers went to talk to Gray, he ran. Another officer tried to use a taser on Gray, and that's when a third officer noticed what looked like a black firearm. The video shows Officer Harris following in the vehicle and then getting out and telling Gray, drop the weapon.
You better drop it right now. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. What is it? Drop it. I want to talk to you. Drop it right now. Drop the gun.
Well, that black item that investigators and the special prosecutor say was a BB gun can be seen here at Gray's side as Officer Harris fires his weapon. Once Gray is on the ground, officers continue to yell to him to drop the weapon. Eventually, Officer Harris kicks it away from him as officers handcuff Gray. He can be heard telling them that his arm is broken and that he's bleeding. Officers called a medic to the scene, and Terre Gray died days later at the hospital from his injuries. This is just a portion of the video that was released to us by Speedway police. You can watch an extended portion and read all of our reporting on this shooting right now at WRTV.com. And Terre's family says that he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia and he had not been taking medication in years, Megan.
Lauren, after the special prosecutor announced no charges would be filed against the officers involved in her son's death, Tanya Atkins told WRTV, quote, "I wish that we lived in a world where we didn't have to have lawyers dictate our every move and decision. A person does not understand how much a personal apology would go." And it wouldn't bring my son back, but it would help me to maybe have a little faith in the system, end quote. She says she will continue to fight for better laws to protect the mentally ill. And the man accused of ambushing and killing a Terre Haute police officer and detective Wednesday has been formally charged with murdering a federal agent.
And Megan, Detective Greg Ferenczi was on an FBI task force. According to a criminal complaint filed in U.S. District Court, the man who shot him is Shane Meehan. The court documents say that Meehan pulled up to a federal building in Terre Haute where Ferenczi was on duty, and he threw a Molotov cocktail toward the building. Ferenczi walked out of the building and was shot by Meehan. According to the documents, Ferenczi and another officer shot at Meehan. He was hit 2 times, and Meehan then drove himself to the hospital where he remains in custody after surgery. So let's take a little bit of a deeper look at this accused suspect, Shane Meehan's background. 44-year-old Meehan worked at the Federal Corrections Complex in Terre Haute from 2005 until October 2017. The Bureau of Prisons says that Meehan was a corrections officer. Indiana's online court system shows 1 public intox charge and 1 criminal trespassing charge against Meehan. Those were filed in Marion County in May of 2013. While Meehan was still employed at the federal prison, the charges were ultimately dropped, and then in 2019, he ran as an independent candidate in the Terre Haute race for mayor. The Associated Press says that Meehan received less than 1% of the vote. Megan.
Here at 4:36, we need to take a look at how the coronavirus pandemic continues to impact the Hoosier state. This morning, the state health department reports 463 new cases of the coronavirus. Health officials also report 16 more Hoosiers have died with COVID-19. However, it's important for us to note that some of those deaths date back to December. We also want to take a closer look at the spread of the coronavirus variant here in Indiana. This morning, health officials report a little more than 5,200 variant cases here in Indiana. A majority of those cases are the Alpha variant.
And so this morning, Pfizer reports it's working on a booster dose for its coronavirus shot amid reports that the vaccine may be less effective over time. Pfizer's announcement comes after Israel reported a decrease in the vaccine's efficacy from more than 90% to about 64%. The country's health ministry blamed the drop on the growing threat of highly transmissible COVID-19 Delta variant in Israel. While Pfizer and its partner BioNTech believe the 3rd dose of their existing vaccine could be the answer, they do hope to begin the clinical studies of the vaccine specifically targeted against the Delta variant in the next month. It is 4:37. A local recovery center for women experiencing substance abuse disorder is expanding to help even more people in need.
That's right, Lauren. On Thursday, the Dove Recovery House for Women opened a new outreach center just north of downtown. The center provides free housing and clinical treatment for women experiencing substance use disorder. The costs are covered by grants, sponsors, and donors. Center leaders tell us they typically have 50 women on a wait list each month, but they say the pandemic has driven that number to around 85 people. Leaders say the new center will be used to help those who are waiting on a bed at the main campus.
When a person makes a decision to stop using drugs and alcohol, you have about a 24-hour window of time to get them into active treatment. And unfortunately, our wait list is about 3 to 4 months. And so by opening up an outreach center and getting them clinical services all in one place while waiting for a bed, we can hopefully keep them within the triage and the treatment cycle of for their addiction, and hopefully not lose them back to that use of substances.
This new outreach center will have special programming offering space for DCS visits, and it will have therapists and employment specialists on hand. The Dove Recovery Center expects to help 40 to 50 additional women each year with this new space. So why are programs like this a big deal in our state? Consider this. Data from Indiana University shows that nearly 1 in 12 Hoosiers meet the criteria for having a substance use disorder. That's almost 500,000 people. And right now, there's a particular drug that's rising up, threatening the lives of people across Indiana.
Illegal fentanyl is our biggest issue right now. And if you remember, fentanyl is very deadly. It is what is driving our overdoses right now. It's also driving our naloxone administrations. And so when people are ready to receive treatment, we have to do everything we can at that point to immediately enter them into meaningful engagement of treatment.
If you're struggling with addiction, you can get help right now. Just dial 211 anytime, and they can connect you with the resources that you need. You can also call the Indiana Addiction Hotline. That number is 1-800-662-HELP. We have those numbers posted for you on our website as well, WRTV.com.
Well, we're learning more about the assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. Still ahead here this morning, we're looking at the growing list of those police think are responsible.
And from dangerous flooding in the East Coast to a historic drought in the West, coming up this morning, we're looking at where extreme weather is impacting our country. Todd.
And we're getting a brief break from all the heavy rains that we've seen over the course of the past couple days. The front has gone through. The winds are out of the north today, which is dropping the humidity and decreasing our rain chances. Unfortunately, those winds change direction over the course of the weekend. We'll have that weekend forecast for you coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
Welcome back. Here's a live look right now at your commute on the southwest side of town, I-465 near Kentucky Avenue. Traffic in this area is moving along up to speed this morning. I'm not monitoring any slowdowns for your Friday morning commute. Megan.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Well, there are new developments in Haiti this morning after the country's president was assassinated in his own home. Overnight, Haiti's acting prime minister saying at least 26 Colombians and 2 Americans are among President Jovenel Moïse's attackers. Police say 17 of those have been arrested. At this hour, Haiti's security force says they are looking for at least 8 others. President Moïse was assassinated on Wednesday this morning. Haiti's former prime minister says the president was shot 16 times. The country's first lady shot 3 times. She's now receiving treatment in Miami. Moïse's death plunges the country that's already gripped by rising poverty and violence deeper into uncertainty.
It is 4:44. New this morning, Arizona's Secretary of State is calling for an investigation into former President Trump and his allies. Secretary of State Katie Hobbs says contact made by the Trump White House and his political supporters were, quote, a potential crime. The former Maricopa County Board of Supervisors says that he got a phone call from the White House switchboard in early January. He says he let this call go to voicemail. 2 previous reviews showed no widespread election fraud occurred. This morning, extreme weather from coast to coast. In the Northeast, Tropical Storm Elsa is hitting only hours after another storm triggered extreme flooding in New York City.
That's right. And as ABC's Rena Roy reports, in the West, it's the opposite problem. No rain amid historic drought.
This morning, Elsa is powering up the East Coast, producing heavy rain, gusty winds, and the potential for tornadoes. In New York City, commuters wading through what looked like underground lakes as water poured into subway stations. The floods crippling some of the city's highways and streets. More than a dozen people had to be rescued from this expressway. Earlier, Elsa gaining strength over the Carolinas before heading north. In Virginia, this driver getting his Ford Mustang stuck in feet of water. As of late Thursday, Elsa had spawned at least 1 tornado in every state it hit. This new video showing the twister that hit Jacksonville, Florida. 110-mile-an-hour winds destroying everything. Meanwhile, as flooding rains inundate the east, an extreme drought is expanding in the west. 98% of Utah is now in extreme or exceptional drought conditions. In California, 9 more counties have just been added to the state's drought emergency. The governor is now asking Californians to voluntarily reduce their water usage by 15%.
Not only on residences, but industrial, commercial operations, and agricultural.
Back here in the Northeast, Elsa could drop 5 inches of rain as it heads to Boston midday with winds up to 50 miles per hour. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Marina, thank you. And as you just heard, the Pacific Northwest is seeing some of its worst drought conditions in over a century. The U.S. Drought Monitor says conditions in the region are among the driest since 1895. More than 93% of the West is in a drought that's the highest on record. The affected area has nearly doubled in size from this time last year, and the current heat wave is not helping matters. Analysis from more than 24 scientists blames the hot and dry weather on human-caused climate change, and they say the heat wave would have been, quote, virtually impossible without the effects of climate change. And time now is 4:47. Let's get a check of the weather closer to home. Todd, how are things looking for this Friday?
You know, we're finally getting a break from the heat, the humidity, and the rainfall. We have had no shortage of rainfall here across central Indiana, and we're getting a brief break. And I say brief because rain does return to the forecast starting tomorrow, as we're going to get into some downpours over the course of the weekend. And flooding will be a bit of a concern here in central Indiana, at least on a localized scale, as we see multiple rounds of heavy rainfall once again over the course of Saturday and Sunday. But today, an opportunity to dry out across central Indiana. Radar is completely quiet for us. We'll throw on the clouds for you, and you can see the clouds starting to break apart this morning as well. And that's because we have a north wind, and that north wind is not only helping to dry the atmosphere out a little bit and decrease the cloud cover, but it's also keeping the humidity away and the temperatures down as well. Here is Elsa making its way off into the New York area, the center of the storm, just off the Jersey shore, but much of New Jersey is getting pelted with rain right now, and quite a bit of wind that's moving into Long Island here this morning as well. And here in central Indiana, the front is through, so that's pushing the showers and storms that we had yesterday afternoon off to the east. And then we have this cluster of storms, but we really don't have to worry about that until late tonight and then into the overnight hours, and that would mainly be in some southern locations. Outside right now, you're walking out to a different atmosphere that we had over much of this week. The temperature sits at 61 degrees, so we're running about 10 degrees cooler, and there's that northwest wind at 7 miles per hour, and temperatures are even in the 50s this morning in some northern locations. Monticello, Peru, 60 in Martinsville, 65 is the current temperature down in Bloomington. Throughout the day today, it's a mixture of sun and clouds, so we'll just call it partly cloudy. 70 degrees by the noon hour, and with that north wind, temperatures are not going to warm a whole lot throughout the day today, as we'll see our high get up to right around 77 to maybe 79 degrees across the area. The sunset this evening is at 9:15. There's definitely going to be a little more in the way of cloud cover this evening compared to this afternoon, but we should stay dry with temperatures going down into the 60s. And then for the day tomorrow, it's not a washout of a day, but there will be periods of rain off and on in these downpours, and it's another cooler day for us with temperatures that are going to be in the mid to upper 70s across the area. Let me go to TrueCast for you. Here's this evening at 11:30, and you can see that downpour to our south. So some of you overnight could get some heavier rainfall, and then we get a bit of a break, but then we get these downpours off and on throughout the day tomorrow. I know it doesn't look like a whole lot on TrueCast, but I think there's going to be a little bit more out there than TrueCast is showing you. And then as we work our way into Sunday, again, there's pretty long periods of dry weather, but when it rains, it's going to come down heavy across the area with these thunderstorms that'll be making their way through. So definitely plan on some rain impacting your weekend plans, but just know it's not a complete washout. And then rain chances, they stay in the forecast, Lauren, on a spotty basis, at least all the way into next week as well, with temperatures in the low to mid 80s.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at your commute up in Hamilton County. A live look at US 31 near 136th Street. Traffic there very quiet, as you can see. Everything is moving along smoothly. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning if there are any trouble spots you need to avoid, but right now things are pretty quiet, Megan.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Well, roughly 9 million people with federal student loans will start getting their bills from a new agency. It comes after one of the government's biggest services said it will end its contract with the Department of Education in December. And that service is the Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency, and the agency is better known as FedLoan. The body has been contracted by the government to collect payments for the past 12 years. The organization says repayment programs have grown increasingly complex, while the cost to service those programs increased dramatically.
Well, athletes from coast to coast will be watching the Espy Awards this weekend. Coming up, the big award one Hoosier athlete is up for this weekend.
The community is set to remember former prosecutor Terre this weekend. Coming up, all new at 5, why his legacy will have a huge impact on a program for years to come. Stay with us here. You're watching the Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, nothing beats July heat quite like a fresh ice cream cone. The American Dairy Association's 32nd annual ice cream social will be held drive-through style once again at Victory Field. Typically, the event is held on Monument Circle, but the pandemic forced the event to become a drive-through event. It'll be held that way again this afternoon. The money raised will benefit the YMCA of Greater Indianapolis. Ice-cold treats will be handed out from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. With your donation, you'll be able to select a free ice cream treat.
Well, a young man from Western Indiana will be watching this year's Espy Awards extra closely. Evan Austin is a Paralympic swimmer from Terre, Haute. The 28-year-old is nominated for Best Athlete with a Disability. According to swimswam.com, Austin was born with spastic paraplegic, a rare disorder that causes weakness and stiffness in the leg muscles. The reigning world champ in the men's 50-meter butterfly has qualified for the 2021 Paralympic Games in 3 events. This will also be Austin's 3rd Paralympic appearance for Team USA. The 2021 Espy Awards air right here on WRTV tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Good luck to him. All right, Todd, let's get a look at our forecast for today. I will say when I was walking in this morning, it was really comfortable out.
Yeah, you know, you can feel the difference as soon as you walk out the door. You could kind of feel it last night after the last round of rain went through. Today's probably the best day in our 7-day planning forecast. It's not the warmest, but it is potentially the driest and the only day without any rain in the forecast. We get back into the downpours for Saturday and Sunday, and then the rain just becomes more spotty as we get into next week. But still, there will be thunderstorms in the forecast Monday through Thursday with temperatures that'll range from about 82 to 85 degrees. We'll have much more on today's weather and the weekend and beyond coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues at 5 a.m. We hope you see us then. Stay with us. We'll be right back.